Hello everyone. Today we'll discuss about advanced web AJAX with XMLHTTP-object session 3.6. In this, I'll explain what is the use of jQuery. Okay. So I think you have your jQuery. If you come from PC background, you have jQuery also work with jQuery. But in this case, I need to make sure I need to brush up you about jQuery. So we'll be using this functionality in our later AJAX programs or explanation. So what is jQuery? jQuery is a framework built in by using the JavaScript library. So also you can use the JavaScript library functions or syntax in jQuery as well. And why jQuery from JavaScript? Because JavaScript has some big syntaxes that makes the code much more redundant, or you can say occupies much space. So jQuery it has a feature that it reduces that big syntax into smaller one, that is small codes of snippets. Also you can write the jQuery in a minified version. Minified version in the sense without any spaces, without any tabs, without any no line characters. Okay, that is the feature of jQuery. Also you can do the animations and interact with the AJAX. Also JavaScript and interact with the AJAX, but jQuery has some flexible feature interacting with the AJAX. You will come to know in the later classes. So this was about jQuery. So how to use the jQuery? First of all, this is the HTML code. In between the head tags, you have to include the first of all the script tag. The source is coming from this URL. If I copy paste this URL into my browser, you can see this all the library functions. And one more, sir, you can ask, sir, what is the use of in the sense minified? Minified in the sense there's no space, new line character. Also you can see there's space, but there's no space because of this screen. It's coming like that. There's no space, no line character, and no tab. For that reason, it's a minified that makes the web page load much faster. Okay, so this is the feature of jQuery. Also you can use this link, or else you can visit their website to download their script file and include the same by specifying where you have posted, copy pasted in your folder. Okay, so this was how to include the jQuery in your HTML and how to use it. After including how to use it, again the script tag, then you can see the $document.ready function. This is the syntax to use the jQuery. Why document? Because this HTML is a document, static document, and ready in the sense whenever this HTML is loaded, whatever you write inside of this, it will be loaded. Whatever code you have written, whatever the user requirements it is written, it will be loaded. That for that reason, ready function. Okay, in this case I'm having three p tags. How to access this p tag? First of all, the p tag. Here I'm accessing directly the HTML tag. So this is the selector using the jQuery. I'm just explaining the basics example. The click function, this is an event. So this signifies $p.click. When you click any of your p tag, do something. How to do something? There's a function here. So this is not a callback. Callback in the sense if I click. So what I should do after click? You should specify now after click what you should do. That what you should do, you can specify using the callback. So this is the callback. Callback is present inside this braces. That is the click function parameters. Okay, function. In this I'm hiding this whichever you click, it signifies this. This I click, this I click, this I click. For that reason, this dot hide. The hide is coming from that inbuilt scripting library file. Okay, in this case, whichever I click, it will hide. And suppose you can ask, sir, what if I want to click only this but not all the three? What I want to provide a function to only this div, not this. So you can go by the selectors, that is the ID, class, and the default one. In this I'm accessing the default one, that is p. If you want to specify, suppose if you want to click only the second p tag and provide the functionality hidden, then you have to specify the ID. If you specify the ID, you have to mention your hash key symbol. If you want to specify as a class, if you're going with a class selector, you can specify the dot. So dot is the class selector, and hash key pound sign or hash key symbol is the ID selector. So ID here and class here. Moving on further, this is selectors which I explained just now. Tag name directly with the HTML, tag ID, that is the hash key symbol or the pound sign, and class the dot class. So to demonstrate with an example, I'm having the HTML here. I've included the jQuery here. Inside it is optional. If you write this, if you don't write it, it's optional. It depends upon the programmer. Here I'm accessing by ID and set only that HTML who's having this ID and the CSS. This is to apply the styling. So the CSS is coming from this file, and property value. So I'm applying the property background and the value. In this case I'm applying the value. Also you can go with the hexadecimal or octadecimal by using this. Okay, both are okay, and just find only that id and apply the css. So in this case I'm having only this p tag with an id, and first of all I'll demonstrate this an example. You can see I'm having the p tag here, but I'm applying it to this. So this is the feature of the selector in the jQuery, and this is the feature of jQuery. Yeah, suppose I'm having the id 2 here. If I apply this id to here, it will have some effect. You can see this. I'm accessing only that id which is having the background color. Okay, moving on further. Okay, some selectors are there. We discussed this class id and the name, that is the HTML element. Now the universal, if you want to access everything, there is rules. So this should hide everything. There is a full HTML element. See, it's hidden. Why? Because I'm accessing the universal character. Universal character is denoted by the asterisk. For that reason, you can say the universal character. See, it's applying display none. This display none properties of that JavaScript, it's coming from here. That hide function, that is defined from here. So this is the universal selector. If I comment this and save my file and go back to the browser, you can see. Moving on further. Okay, some examples I have. You can see this class in the square brackets. If you want to access any tag specifying the class name. Also I discussed how to access the dot class, but another type or another format is that square brackets in the class. In case here, okay, I'm accessing that div which is having a class, any class. Okay, any class, this class, this class, this class. So I'm appending here. Appending in the sense like in the C programming language you apply the append function, that is appending two strings or appending some string to some string. That same functionality is been used in jQuery. Append this element has been attributed, so this will come here. So to demonstrate this, I have to save this file. Okay, you can see this. For every class that element is appending, but what can, in case I want to apply only for a particular class, so the next syntax, you can see classical blue, I want to apply only for that class blue div which is having to the div, so it will apply only to this. If I save this and execute this, you can see this. Okay, so this is the other type of selector you can use. Moving on further. Okay, I just discussed this. Okay, I have one more file. In this I'm having a bunch of p tags and inside of a div tag and span tag. Okay, here what I'm doing, p colon nth child of 5. In this I'm finding only the fifth child and appending a text. Here it's indicating that out of many p tags only find the fifth child, this fifth child and this fifth child, and append and do anything. And one more, you can see I'm applying two properties here, one the append and one the CSS. So this is the feature of jQuery. You can apply as many as properties you can. Okay, I'm applying the appending here and the CSS here. If I execute this, see here I'm applying to the only p tag which is the fifth element in the child. Why child? Because it's present inside this parent, right? Any tag or anything. So this becomes the child of this parent. So any, however you write, however you nest, that becomes the child. And if you want to access any child in a jQuery of the HTML, this is the syntax. You can write here instead of 5, if I write 4, then we'll see what is the output. You can see it's jumped to the 4. So this is the feature syntax functionality of the jQuery. So regarding this, any doubts, just message me, and thank you for